All right, we're here at the Jerusalem conference in New York City, and with me I have Gabe Groisman, the former mayor of Bal Harbour and the host of Standpoint. Thank you for joining us. You were at the parade today, right?
Yes.
So what was it like to see these tens of thousands of people finally showing up, publicly expressing support for Israel after the crazy 19 months that we've had?
You know, I was just talking about that with someone here from New York, and why is it so necessary to do these kind of parades? People ask those questions. In cities like New York, there's over 1 million Jews here. More Jews live in New York City than any city on the planet. Most people don't know that. But you wouldn't even hear from them sometimes because these loud voices, these contrarian voices have been taking over the streets. I think more than anything, when I see parades like that, it makes me happy for the young generation, for the teenagers, for the kids, to realize that they should be proud of who they are. They can be out in the streets and open, and there's a whole hell of a lot of us here in New York City.
Absolutely. Now, you've done a lot of work combating anti-Semitism, and also as an elected official yourself, you took a lot of steps in your community to combat the rise of anti-Semitism and working and speaking now with many elected officials. What's your take on what's happening on the ground with the Trump administration, the recent trip to the Middle East? What's going on with President Trump and the state of Israel?
So you're asking simple questions here. It's incredible. So it's complicated is the answer. So first and foremost, President Trump is making good moves for the United States, and that's not at the expense of Israel. Okay, so moving forward with Saudi Arabia is a great thing. Moving forward, trying to push Iran or pull Iran towards the United States is a good thing, and away from China and Russia and Iran. When it comes to Qatar, for example, it's a big question, right? What are we going to see from Qatar in return for what we gave them? Because we, the United States, gave them a lot of legitimacy, right? Not just opening trade channels and allowing them to buy all these Boeing aircrafts, but we're giving them a lot of legitimacy. And what do we get in return? I think we have to wait and see what this deal entails, if we start seeing different behavior from Qatar. If not, we have to hold the administration to task and make sure they're not giving out goodies like American legitimacy and economic goodies without getting something in return.
Absolutely. Now, when it comes to Qatar, one of the big issues, of course, has been campus anti-Semitism and schools even younger than university. What do you think of what President Trump has done so far in regards to dealing with or starting to deal with this anti-Semitism problem that's so prevalent on American campuses today?
So the first thing he did was appoint Leo Terrell in the Attorney General's office to go after campus anti-Semitism in particular. Just the most aggressive regime we've ever seen to protect Jews in this country, and that's something we have to all be thankful for through and through. People don't even remember in the first Trump administration, President Trump passed an executive order extending Title VI protections to Jewish students, which didn't exist. There was always a question whether we're an ethnicity or religion. What are we? No one knows how to answer the question. President Trump put that to bed, and now he's extended that. So what he's doing now, you can ask students, you can ask lawyers like myself who are working on cases, the way that the Trump administration is prosecuting these students, not just through immigration with Secretary of State, but also with the Department of Justice, is nothing short of tremendous. Now, the next question is foreign funding, because you brought this up from Qatar, and that's a much bigger question. It's coming through Congress right now. We haven't seen the White House attack foreign funding on universities, but we do see Congress taking a strict look at it, a tough look at it. And again, I think it's our job. I always put onus on people who care about these things. It's our job to make sure that they keep that money out or take the money out of our college campuses, not just for the Jewish community and for Israel, but they're also pushing anti-American values, anti-capitalism, things that are terrible for America.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you so much for answering my sort of tough questions today, but I know you can handle it. Thanks for everything that you're doing, Gabe Groisman.